23 years old. At the age of 21, I decided to leave home, move abroad, and now I'm in my second country that I decided to live in. I spent over a year living in Thailand, and I literally just moved to Brazil about 3 weeks ago, right? Over the course of the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would do if I was to go and move abroad again, all the way from scratch. If you can't sit down and listen and lock in, but you're still the same person that says to your friends and family you want to go and move abroad, it ain't gonna happen, I promise you that. So sit down, lock in, get the pen out, and let's get to work. As someone who's, you know, done the whole moving abroad thing twice now, I came, uprooted myself from the UK, moved to Thailand, right? And then I've uprooted myself from Thailand, and now I'm here living in, you know, Rio de Janeiro at the moment, right? One thing that I would say to you, if I could look at myself and where I went right and things that I've, you know, kind of not regretted but would do differently next time, the first thing that I would do differently is expecting myself to find people just like me as soon as I land in that new place, bro. What you gotta understand about moving abroad is that you're moving into a whole new environment, a whole new paradigm, a whole new energy. Different people, different experiences, different ways of life, different everything. You cannot expect to just find the mirror of yourself, and at the same time, don't go to this new place expecting yourself to go and, you know, meet the next best friend or the next best person that you have in your life, bro, because they will come in time, but that which you search for, you never find in its entirety, bro. If I was to go out here and search for my next best friend or business partner, yeah, well, I could find them people, but I could have someone who, I could want someone who has 10 traits, find someone with 4 out of 10 of them traits, and then settle, and then be like, yeah, let's go into business, or yeah, this is my best friend. So many times, it's actually countless how many lessons the universe has given me on this, right? Of people who are coming into my life that I think are forever friends, but they're just lessons and for now friends. They're teaching me something, right? Teaching me to be more resilient, teaching me to have my guard up, not my guard up a little bit more, but teaching me to be a bit more cognizant and aware of human beings. Just because people in your area are on a certain type of energy and not all of the people in your hometown, you know, have good intentions, doesn't mean that you're gonna go and move to Thailand or Vietnam, Cambodia or Bali and everyone's just gonna be happy smiling all the time and they're gonna, you know, want what's best for you, bro. People are people, people are human beings have traits no matter what part of the world they're living in. What you gotta understand is that you're not gonna go out to this new country and immediately find your next best friend, bro. It doesn't work like that. And more often than not, it's a sign from the universe that you've got more inner work to do yourself to allow yourself to increase your value, to attract people who you now believe and perceive to actually be on your level. Because the matter of fact is, you're going out and looking for a certain type of person, but are you even the friend that some other type of person would want to be hanging around with themselves? Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's easy for me to move from Thailand and go to Bali and say, oh, I want to go and meet entrepreneurs making 6 figures per month, but if I'm not even making 2K a month online, how does that make sense? And would that person want to even be friends with me and rub shoulders? Probably not. So you need to go and increase your own value. Second thing, don't move abroad and think that you're going to become a new person, bro. You're not. That same amount of trauma that you have, that same negative energy you decide to carry sometimes, and that same lack of self-belief that you have will follow you to whatever island you decide to go and live on. It will follow you to whatever villa you want to go and rent out with the boys in Bali. It will follow you to them high rises in Bangkok as well. Don't go and think that just because you're moving abroad, you're going to become a new person and it's a clean slate, because it's not. If you're someone who's like me, who's a human being and is not perfect, bro, I suggest you go to therapy. Just like myself, I did therapy and I'm going to be going back to therapy, because just because I'm moving abroad and, you know, changing my life doesn't mean to say that everything's going to be a fresh new chapter entirely, because I'm still the same individual who's moving location. I'm still the same Thai who's impatient. I'm still the same person who rushes. I'm still the same person who, you know, finds it hard to trust some people, because I'm only a human being, bro. So you should definitely go and get therapy. That's what I'm saying in this video. How about that? Different to what you thought, you know, a handsome young chocolate man would be coming and preaching about. But yes, I'm saying that. Go to therapy, bro, because you need to understand that you need to find out more about yourself first, and you will find out more about yourself as you go to these new places, and what your errors and what your weaknesses are equally your strengths. One of my strengths is that I'm quite courageous, bro. If I go and say I want to go and do something, it's done. I've been saying to all my close friends and people inside the core network, my network that I run, that I want to go to South America. I've been saying that for months on end since the end of last year, and now here I am. Do you know what I'm trying to say? 2 Latinas later, bro. If I go and say I'm going to do something, it's done, because one thing I say that I am, which I am, is a man of my word. So therefore, just make sure that your actual actions are consistent and correlate to the words that you are saying to other people and what you actually want to be known for. Next thing I would say, you need to actually grow wings, man. So many of us simply want to go and move abroad, but we don't, because we're scared. If I could go and tell my old self something before I moved abroad, is that it's actually not that hard, bro. Cool, Visa's scary. Wow, that's one email. That's like 3 papers you got to go and fill out, bro. It's literally not that deep. It's not the end of the world. If you are a young adult who's capable of making money yourself, you're capable of going handling yourself and becoming or learning how to be fully independent and self-sufficient. One thing that I would tell my old self is that it's actually not that difficult to go and move abroad. It's not that difficult to go and pack a bag and book a one-way ticket, bro. But what is difficult, or what can be challenging for most people, is to believe that they're actually capable and willing and able to create an online income for themselves. Is it possible? Of course it's possible, and you know that already. I don't need to say that. But at the same time, so many people trick themselves out of their spot because they think that they're not able and capable to go and learn how to create an online income for themselves, bro. It is not difficult. It's pretty simple. But you just need to understand that this is the lane I'm going forward with now, and I'm going to fully commit. So many people are, oh, I want to go and, you know, learn how to make money online. And then when they get closer and they get that first client, and then the client leaves, for example, they go back to, first thing they do is go and work at Tesco's, or first thing they do is go and get another job, bro. How are you going to ever fully commit to achieving a goal if you're not putting 2 feet in to going towards that goal? Doesn't make sense. If you say you want to go after something and do something, go and commit. Go and spend 3 months going after creating an online business, or learning a skill that's going to be able to pay you, or getting an online sales role, whatever it could be, to create that freedom for yourself. I thought that I was going to have to learn fucking algebra to be able to know how to make 2, 3, 4, 5,000 pounds online every single month, but you don't. You just need to have some balls, some confidence, comprehension, right, and self-belief, bro, and just be a student of life. Which brings me on very well onto my next point, right, which is stop believing that you know so much. You don't know shit. I don't know shit, and that's perfectly fine. But the person who feels like they know everything knows nothing, bro. And one thing that I used to do that slowed down my progress is I moved abroad thinking that I knew it all, bro. But listen, life has a funny way of slapping you in the face, bro, because as soon as I moved to Thailand and now it's time to do my rent, you know, pay my rent, do all these other things, I'm realizing that there's so much in life that I actually have to learn. Every single day is a school day. You are an apprentice of life. Kill your ego, because you actually don't know as much as you think you know. And the chances are, if you did know how much things you thought you know, you wouldn't be in this position right now, bro. Even myself, if I knew how to make £1 million, I would be making £1 million. It's simple, right? So you need to understand that you have a knowledge gap, bro, that needs to be filled. And in life, you're gonna pay in 2 ways. You either pay with time, or you pay with money. Pick. For me, right now, an example, I've now gone to go and purchase a tutor who's going to teach me 4 days a week how to learn how to speak Portuguese, because I'm living in Brazil. I either pay with time or pay with money. I will learn eventually, but do I have 6 months worth of embarrassment to waste on trying to, you know, falsely and incorrectly pronounce certain words? No, I don't. So I'm going to pay. I'd rather pay with time. I'd rather pay with money to reduce the amount of time needed. Go and pick and stick. And the last thing that I would say, right, that I would have told my old self if I was to go and move abroad again, is listen, social media is the highest form of leverage that there is known to man today, bro. If you are someone who's waiting until you move abroad to post your first video on Instagram, bro, you're just an idiot. You're a fool. Start posting content before you move, or before you even, you know, book the ticket. Start posting content and documenting your life, bro. Because for 2 reasons. Number one, it raises your value and lets people know who you are, right? Because if I moved to Brazil and I didn't have a following, it would be hard. It probably would have been a bit harder for me to network, because I wouldn't have, you know, any type of online presence. But people see me from my social media, and they might recognize me, or they might see the stuff that I'm doing and seeing that I'm putting work into bettering myself, and I actually get things, more rewards, you know, more returns on that investment I've put into making content daily every day for the last like year and a half. So my simple point is, bro, go and document your life, bro, because you don't know that video you decide to make. I've got a video of me. Go back to my first video. It's a video of me when it's like, 30-day countdown till I move abroad to Thailand. Now I'm here in Brazil a year and a half later, bro. Do you not think that's going to be so nostalgic for me to go and watch back all the mindset I had, my hair, what I was doing in my life back at that point, and how I was acting, bro? That's a memory. If you're a Gen Z or millennial, bro, your parents had photo albums to go and see their memories, bro. You got Snapchat memories, and you got Instagram highlights and YouTube videos, bro. So go and put that to use, because you're documenting your life in broad daylight, bro. In real time, you're documenting your life. So when I have kids and I say to my kids, yeah, I lived in Thailand, I don't need to tell them stories, bro. I can go bring up my YouTube, and they can go and watch and see me Sawadi Kapin in Krung Tet Mahano Kom Palam Gao 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 Kap. Do you know what I'm saying? So go and post content. Posting content is, you're not going to have anything negative that comes back from you posting content, other than some random person that you don't even know and will never meet calling you a fraud or some nonsense that doesn't even make sense or hold weight in real life, bro. quick gems about what I would do differently if I was to go and move abroad all over again from scratch. Now, if you are someone who is looking to move abroad in the next 6 months, bro, and you don't know how, and you don't know how to create an online income for yourself, you need to go check the link in my bio and get yourself into the free section of the core network community that we have, right? I literally run a sales and content creation community specifically for people just like you who are looking to move abroad in the next 6 months. It's not even as difficult because you've already come to the end of this video, so you know that now yourself. But all I'm saying is that work smart, not hard. We've literally got a dedicated community to helping people increase their online income through their online business, through content creation, or through learning online sales and getting placed into an online sales job to help them move abroad. Be smart, check the link in my bio, and I'll see you out here with me in 6 months later.